Your talent brought you this far, but reflection will show you where to aim. Hello, my friend. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Eyum, and on this channel, I share with you the information and the inspiration that you need to overcome adversity. This month, I've been sharing on the subject of finishing strong. I've done 2 previous videos, so if you missed any of those videos, I want to encourage you to visit my YouTube channel and watch them. I'll put links to them in the description as well. So I'm still going to continue on finishing strong. And today I'm going to share on another powerful tool that you need to embrace if you want to finish strong. And this tool is reflection. Reflection. Reflection is just taking a moment, stepping back, and pondering on your journey so far, pondering on the particular subject or topic you want to reflect on. So it is thinking it over, going over it in the eye of your mind, examining how things have been, what you have done, whether there's something you could have done differently, whether it's something you could have improved. So that pondering about the issue, going over it and seeing and examining yourself. What did I do well? What could I have done better? What did I learn? And asking yourself those questions is what reflection is. There's an old Coca-Cola slogan that says, "The pause that refreshes." This is actually what reflection does. Each time you pause to reflect, it refreshes you. It refreshes your perspective. It refreshes your mind. You can see better. You can see clearer. You have better perspective when you take time to reflect. So to finish strong, you need time for reflection, because if you don't pause, if you don't take that moment to even stop and examine your journey so far, then how will you know whether you are headed in the right direction? How will you know if you are still on track? How will you know if the values that you started with are still the same values that you are holding on to? So reflection is very important. There's a quote that says, "The unexamined life is not worth living." So if you don't take time to reflect on your life, to examine your life, then you just find that you can just be in the wrong direction, but because you didn't take that pause, you were not refreshed. Because you didn't take that pause, you didn't know when you went off track. Because you didn't take that pause, you didn't know what you should have stopped early so that it did not grow into a big problem. That is why reflection is very important. For you to effectively reflect, you need a set of good questions. Good questions are at the heart of reflection. Because if you just say, "I just want to be quiet and just think," you know the way the human mind is. It's so easy for your mind to wander to something else. But when you have questions that you are asking yourself, and then you are now thinking deeply to the answers to these questions, that is how effective reflection happens. So good questions is at the heart of reflection. And when you're asking yourself these questions, if you really want your reflection to be meaningful, to be impactful, also get ready to sit down to write the answers to your questions. Don't just think about it, think about the answer, and that is it. I know many times where I have thought about something and I think, "Oh, I will remember later." And later you are trying to remember what you thought about, and there was no way you could remember it any longer. That is why it's always good that when an idea comes to you, you capture it immediately. And there's no better time to capture ideas than when you are reflecting. So that is why it's important that you write down whatever answers that you have to the questions you are asking yourself during your time of reflection. I must tell you that if your questions are honest, you will also be able to come up with honest answers that can lead to convictions. I believe for anybody to take time to reflect means that you take your life seriously, and you are serious about making corrections and decisions that will lead you to a good finish, a strong finish. So each time you are reflecting and you have your set of questions, make sure that they are honest questions that we probe into your mind, we probe into your life, we probe into your journey so far. And then you can now take time to answer those questions. Many times it's difficult for us to even ask ourselves certain questions. And that is where the role of coaching comes in. When a coach can sit you down, ask you questions that will make you to think deeply into your life. And then you'll be able to come up with honest and deep answers that will move you toward the direction that will help you to finish strong. A story is told of a young archer named Ron who lived in a quiet village that was nestled between the mountains. Ron was known for his raw talent, and he could hit any target better than anyone else in the village. But he was also known for his impatience. He believed that speed and instinct were all that matters. One day, Ron heard of an old master archer who lived in the forest. This old archer was said to have hit a target behind a waterfall, even without seeing it. Out of curiosity and pride, Ron set out to look out for this master archer and to challenge him. After a long journey, Ron found this old man meditating in a grove, and he raised his hand and said, "Old man, I challenge you. Let's see who the better archer is." The old man opened one eye, smiled, and said to Ron, "Very well, but before we compete, I want you to follow me." Then he led Ron to a narrow bridge that was stretched across a deep canyon. At the far end was a small fruit hung from a branch, and the old man said to Ron, "Hit that fruit while standing in the center of the log." "Easy," Ron said. He ran to the center of the log, drew his arrow, and as he aimed, the wind picked up from beneath the log. And he wobbled a bit, his hand trembled, and he released his arrow. But he missed widely. Then it was the turn of the master archer. He stepped to the same position, slowly and calmly. Then he closed his eyes, opened them, and breathed deeply, and released his arrow. It flew straight and true, piercing the fruit. Ron stared in disbelief. "How did you do that?" Then the master replied, "You shot to prove yourself, but I shot to understand myself. You acted quickly without pausing, but I reflect before I act. Your talent brought you this far, but reflection will show you where to aim." What a beautiful story. From this story, you'll realize that reflection is more powerful than motivation. It's more powerful than passion. Because when you can pause and reflect, you are able to aim better. You are able to sense your environment and you don't miss the target when you are aiming. And that is why we need reflection to finish strong. Because if you are on a wrong path, you don't need motivation to speed up. You need to pause and reflect so that you can change your direction. And that is why I agree with my mentor, John C. Maxwell, who says, "Experience is not the best teacher, but evaluated experience is the best teacher." That is the power of reflection. When you can sit down and evaluate your experience, you find that you learn, you course correct, you make adjustments, you catch things before they become crises. So it's important that you pause and reflect. And this is one of the exercises that we're going to be doing in my year-end workshop that is coming up on the 29th of November. The purpose of that workshop is for us to be guided through reflective exercises so that we can critically reflect on this year. And in reflecting, we now know how to plan for next year. So I want to invite you to join me for this workshop. It's going to be both in person and virtually. It's taking place at the Hilton Hotel in Reading, United Kingdom. So if you live in and around Reading in London, you can join us on the 29th of November for this year-end strategy workshop. And if you don't live around, you can still join us virtually. It's a paid workshop, but we are giving you this workshop for just a fraction of the price, because the value you are going to get from this workshop is worth much more than the investment that you are putting in it. My desire for you is that you pay the price so that you don't end up in crisis. You pay the price so that you can get to where you want to get to. You pay the price so that you can finish well. You can achieve your desired result. And then you can launch into 2026 with strategy and with strength. So I hope you can join me for this workshop. I'll put link to the registration page in the description where you can read more about the workshop, what to expect, and also be able to sign up if you are interested. We have very limited seats, so it's on a first come, first served basis. So if the spots are still available, make sure that you catch your own spot before they are out. I want to end by giving us this quote by Henry Arnold. The quote says, "The wise man questions himself, the fool others." In the place of reflection, you are questioning yourself, and that is what makes you to be a wise person. But on the other hand, the fool that does not take time to reflect will keep questioning and blaming others for things that happen to them. And I know that you are not a fool, so I know you will take time to reflect. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you found it helpful. And I hope that as this year is drawing to a close, you are not just going to speed up to get things done, but you are going to take time periodically to stop and examine your ways, to stop and evaluate your strategies, to stop so that you can be refreshed and close the year strong. I'll continue again with this subject next week, where I will yet tell us another thing that we need to do if we want to finish strong. So until then, take care of yourself and God bless you. And if you are watching this video, you've not yet subscribed to this YouTube channel, what are you waiting for? Please hit that subscribe button now so that anytime I upload a new video, you will be notified. And if this video has helped you, please hit the like button, drop your comment, share it with a friend or a family member that you know it will be helpful to. And I'll really appreciate you helping more people to watch this video. So thank you, and I will see you again next week. Remember to have time to reflect this week.